Since 2017, the McDermott and Frazier defense have averaged a 23% defensive blitz rate. Welcome to my channel here, Bills News Consolidated. We got to discuss it here. Buffalo Bills averaging 23% blitz rate all throughout the McDermott era, as well as last year in 2022, specifically a 23% blitz rate during the regular season. We go to the postseason and we drop to 14% blitz rate. That is not the Sean McDermott that we know. And we're going to discuss Sean McDermott's story and how he has become a head coach. And I really think the Buffalo Bills, I've been discussing it here, when our backs are up against the wall and there's nervous moments during games, we need to stay aggressive. In Sean McDermott's DNA, we got to stay absolutely aggressive here. When you take a look at it, Buffalo Bills 23% blitz rate since 2017 is the 19th most highest blitz rate in the NFL. So knowing Sean McDermott, his aggressive background from Jim Johnson, we have to understand the story here and why I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to have a higher blitz rate in 2023. So knowing Sean McDermott, idolizing, learning, mentoring from Jim Johnson, during his career, Jim Johnson actually averaged a 36% blitz rate. A super aggressive style defense, working with Andy Reid as his defensive coordinator, mentoring guys like Sean McDermott and Steve Spagano, even Leslie Frazier. So you look at what the Buffalo Bills are trying to do here with Sean McDermott and his whole entire upbringing here, and understanding that Jim Johnson was the biggest influence of Sean McDermott, really mentoring and making Sean McDermott really into who he is. You know, implementing his own plan, but really still having that aggressive style. So when they moved on from Jim Johnson and Sean McDermott took over as coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, he maintained that aggressive style all the way back in Philly. And that year they had 83 sacks, one of the highest sack totals, and it was just absolutely crazy. Although he did get fired by Andy Reid at the end of the season, he made his presence known in Carolina with Ron Rivera, who also has a background with Jim Johnson and Andy Reid. I really love this. And we still saw the aggressive style from Sean McDermott with Luke Kuechly, Shaq Thompson, all these guys that they had there. And really what Sean McDermott does and what this Jim Johnson style defense does is they know how to utilize that defensive line to create running lanes for the linebackers, to free up defensive ends to be one-on-one. It is primarily a blitzing defense. And I really think the Buffalo Bills know this NFL has continued to evolve. And I really think it's going to suit the Buffalo Bills the most here. So if you consider the Buffalo Bills are already blitzing 23% of the time with Leslie Frazier, and we know that we probably want to blitz more than that, it's safe to say that we're definitely probably going to be blitzing at least 25 to probably 30%. I mean, Jim Johnson was 36%. So let's just say bottom line, 25% of the time the Buffalo Bills are going to be blitzing. And if that means, you know, the Buffalo Bills are utilizing these linebackers to blitz, we're basically dictating a Tyrell Dotson, Dorian Williams, a Balin Spector, Terrell Bernard. We're dictating what they're going to do on that play. You know, we're taking away their thought, their reactive instincts, right? So I really think we're already playing with a 75. We're only going to be relying on them 75% of the time to rely on their instincts, to rely on knowing what everyone around them's doing, right? And I think that couples along with this defense here and understanding Sean McDermott and his style of play. But you look back to the Kansas City Chiefs last year and how they played Josh Allen, sporadically blitzing Josh Allen. Who would have thought going into that game, everyone said, you don't blitz Josh Allen, right? And Steve Spagano came up with a game plan, a Jim Johnson-style defense, and blitzed often and just came with different style blitzes and really frazzled Josh Allen in this offense. We didn't know where the blitz was coming, and it really, really was effective, and it worked. I'm expecting Sean McDermott to implement this style to the Buffalo Bills. A 19th highest percent in the NFL blitz rate is just not high enough. I'm expecting the Buffalo Bills to definitely blitz a little bit more. And again, I really think it's going to cater to this Buffalo Bills defense, especially that middle linebacker position. So my thought here, understanding Sean McDermott and his history, right, and knowing that we have a guy like Dorian Williams, a rookie, that doesn't necessarily understand what all the players around him are doing on a play-to-play basis, but maybe you plug him in this evolved style of an NFL who ran a 4.49 40, and you just allow him to read and react, to utilize his defense, to utilize his instincts and his skills to fly around, make plays to that football. Plus blitzing 25 to maybe 35, 36% of the time. I really, really am liking that. And knowing that he's going to be great in pass coverage. And the Buffalo Bills have a power rush defensive line, other than really Von Miller. Von Miller is really that premier pass rusher, and I think we could utilize other guys on this team. Ed Oliver's that interior pass rush too, but you got AJ Epinesa, Boogie Basham, Greg Rousseau, Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips, all these guys. And I really think these power rushers for the Buffalo Bills ultimately allow us to create running lanes for linebackers like Matt Milano and whoever this middle linebacker is ultimately going to be for the Buffalo Bills. And I'm really, really thinking Sean McDermott, in all the time that we've been here since 2017, going to the playoffs against Deshaun Watson, and seeing them in these back-breaking moments in 3rd and long, 4th and long. Sure enough, Deshaun Watson hits Tywan Jones, completes it for a first down, beating the Buffalo Bills. 13 seconds against his Kansas City Chiefs. The Buffalo Bills play too complacent, playing off, letting Patrick Mahomes hit Tyreek Hill, and steal the game away from the Buffalo Bills. And then last year, the Cincinnati Bengals game, playing off in the snow when we know it's slippery and we could have jammed those wide receivers at the line of scrimmage. Just poor decision after poor decision. Now, Leslie Frazier did come from Jim Johnson, but, Sean McDermott started from the ground up. He was a nobody. A great player, and really earned his respect from Jim Johnson because of his ability to coach up safeties and coach up defensive backs. And that is something that we've continued to see from Sean McDermott, finding diamond in the rough late in the draft. Josh Norman, even drafting Trey White 27th overall, Taron Johnson in the 3rd round. What more do you have to see? And I think we have to understand the history of Sean McDermott, his story to the NFL. 23% blitz rate is just not enough for Bills Mafia. Get ready to see some different X's and O's, especially on the defensive side. Hope you guys appreciated this video. If you did, hit like, subscribe. Go Bills!